Hello everyone, welcome to this session on Microsoft Excel. So in today's video, let us understand the basic components in a workbook of a Microsoft Excel sheet. So whenever you open a Microsoft Excel uh, window, you will find a workbook appearing like this, which has a single sheet. We have already learned how to rename a sheet, so I have already renamed the sheet as first sheet. So now I have elements here. It's like a tabular format, and each of these cell that is getting highlighted, when I click over it, it's called a cell, and it is formed by the column, associated column, and the row associated with the cell. So if I have selected this particular cell here, it is under this column and belong to this row. So this cell has a name associated with the column and the row, and this is called B3, and the name of the cell will be visible here in the name box as B3. So any cell you select, you will find the name of it under name box, and each cell is named with respect to its column and row. There is one more name bar or the formula bar available here. Whatever I enter in the cell will be visible in the formula bar, irrespective of it if it is a formula or the data that is I'm entering into the cell. So when I enter 56, I can view 56 in the formula bar. If I enter 34, I can view 34 in the formula bar associated with the name box or the cell name A2. So these are two important components in Microsoft Excel workbook to identify what formula is there in a particular cell and what is the name of a particular cell. Now you can see here, these are called columns, which are named A, B, C, D, E, F, and goes on till Z. And after Z, it is named as AA, AB, AC, etc. Similarly, we have rows. Each row is named as 1, 2, 3, etc. and it goes on. Now, if I am at the particular cell called A1 and I would like to know how many number of columns are there, I can simply press on Control key and the arrow pointing right side. So it takes me to the last column in my Excel workbook. In this case, it is XFT. To come back to the first cell, again press Control and the arrow pointing towards left. It takes you to the first cell or the A1 cell. Similarly, to know how many rows are present in the workbook, use Control and the down arrow key, which clearly takes you to the last row in an Excel workbook, and it is nothing but 1048576 is a row number. Similarly, to come back to the first row, Control and up arrow key will take you to the first row in an Excel workbook. So this is how you navigate from first cell to the last cell or first row to the last row in a workbook. Now let us learn the different menus available with respect to Excel workbook. Let us start with the home menu. To work with the home menu has a lot of components here. So let us learn one by one how data is stored in the clipboard, what is it with respect to the submenu font and the submenu alignment, etc. So in this session, let us start with the first submenu, that is a clipboard. So let me enter some data here. Let me enter a data 45. The cell name associated with the data 45 is an A4. You can find it from the name box or the name bar, you call it. Or you can also look into the column. 45 is in the column A and it is with respect to the row 4. So it is the name of the cell is A4 and the data stored in the cell is 45. Now I have options to copy and paste this data into a different cell. So first let us look into how do we copy and paste. There are three different ways of copying and pasting depending upon your convenience. First and foremost, let us work with the menu bar. So whichever data you want to copy, select the data. How do we know a data is selected? Whenever you see the cell is surrounded by a green color box. So here 45 is selected. In this case, this cell is been selected, that is D5 is selected here. When I want to select A4, click on the cell A4 and it gets selected. Now once it is selected, click on the home menu. You have submenus. The first one is for cut, that is removing the selection and put it on the clipboard so that you can paste it somewhere else. The second option available is copy. Copy again copies the selection. It makes a copy of the selection on the clipboard so that you can paste it somewhere else. So let us see how do we copy this data into the clipboard and finally paste it into another cell. Let us click on copy and let me go to this particular cell, and that is E8, and I want to paste it here. Go back to home and then choose the option of paste. So you can see that even though the data you have copied from 45 and pasted it in another cell, the source data remains there in A4 and you have a copy of it in E8. This is one option. Second option is right click on it. You get the option which is available in the submenu here, copy it, go to the destination cell, right click again, paste it. You have different formatting options of paste which we will slowly learn. The third method is select the cell which you want to copy and put it in the clipboard so that you can paste it somewhere else, and choose the keyboard option Ctrl and C. Go to the destination cell, choose the keyboard option Ctrl V. So these are three different ways of copying a content of a cell into the clipboard and then finally pasting it into another cell of your destination choice. Now you will see, since it was copied, you can still see the cell is being selected. To remove this selection, you can click on the key escape in your keyboard. Now we have seen how do we copy and paste the content of a cell into a destination cell. Let us also learn how do you cut and paste a particular cell content into another destination cell. So select the source cell from where you want to cut. Go to home. You have an option here, cut. When you click on this option, what actually happens is the cell which you have been selected, it can be one single cell or it can be a range of cells. All the cells or all the contents which you have selected, when you click on this option called cut, it removes the selection and put it in the clipboard. Now let me try to paste it here in this particular location of G8. I go select this destination cell, go to home again and then say paste. So what happens, the difference between copy and paste is very clearly visible here. When you said copy and you pasted, it makes a copy of the cell which you have selected and put it in the clipboard. Whereas when you want to cut it or when you want to remove it, it removes from the selection and paste it in the new destination wherever you want to paste the data. Now let me retype 45 in another cell A7 and let me cut and paste it into G9 using the second method. Right click, select the cell, right click, you have an option for cut and go to the destination cell, right click and you have an option for paste. Again you will notice that the source cell from where you are removing the content is vanished, or it is removed from the source cell and it is pasted in the destination cell. Let us see another method using the keyboard. So I have the value 45 in the cell A11. Select the cell, use Ctrl X, go to the cell where you want the data to be pasted, press Ctrl V, you get the data here. So this is how you use all these options available under the home menu and under the clipboard option where you want to cut and paste your data or copy and paste your data. There is one more option under clipboard called Format Painter. So Format Painter is like if you have any particular formatting being applied to a particular cell and you want to apply the same format to other cells. In order to understand this option, we need to understand the formatting features first. So we will look into formatting, format painter a little later once we understand how do we format the content of the cell. Alright, so in today's session, we have learned about the clipboard options available, wherein which has cut, paste, copy and paste options. So that's all for today's session. Thank you.